We're seeing the same thing over and over again. Another person murdered, another woman raped, another child brutally assaulted. And the pattern in every one of these that is happening day after day after day is these are crimes committed by illegal immigrants who were apprehended and who the Biden-Harris administration chose to release.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz announcing his filing of the Justice for Jocelyn Act. I don't have to remind anyone here that Jocelyn was the 12-year-old Houston girl sexually assaulted and strangled by a pair of undocumented Venezuelan predators who were released into our country after crossing illegally. Senator Cruz has learned that release of these murder suspects occurred despite the availability of more than 3,000 beds in ICE detention facilities. Cruz's legislation would require the undocumented remain in federal custody unless or until there is absolutely no space to house them in custody. Senator Cruz's measure has drawn the full support of Harris County's Democratic District Attorney.
It will make us safer. And because crime is bigger than partisanship. You know, if Justice for Jocelyn had already been the law of the land, there's a good likelihood that Jocelyn would be alive today.
Panel, I agree with Kim Ogg's assessment. This is common sense legislation, but I fear it's doomed because approval is recognition. The Biden administration dropped the ball, and a little girl paid with her life. I'm going to start with you, Holly. I mean, this seems like something we could all agree on. If there's space, they should go there, not cut loose.
Absolutely. And, you know, let's keep in mind, too, that that occurred this year. It's not something that happened a few years ago. Both of those men were apprehended in Texas in 2024. They were not detained, even though there were beds available. They released them with GPS ankle monitors that were turned off at some point. They didn't even have plans for keeping track of them ultimately. So, I mean, it just defies common sense. And this is the problem that we have. We have people coming across the border. We're not vetting them. We have no agreements with Venezuela to check criminal histories. We have heard, and Troy Nehls, congressman, was also at this press conference. He's been trying to get answers from the Biden administration as to rumors that we have people being released from Venezuelan prisons and being sent to the southern border. They're coming across. We don't know much about these men. This, again, it's just common sense. Kudos to District Attorney Kim Ogg, who has been a law and order Democrat. Say what you will about, you know, some of the aspects of the Democratic Party, but she has been very consistent on protecting public safety, and this is a key issue.
Seti, I want to get your take on this.
Yeah, no, I agree with this legislation. Of course, you know, more detention center while they're being vetted and really looking at the background and the history, if they're connected to prison systems or ex-convicts from the previous government, they should be treated just like prisoners here. But also, you know, what's interesting is that back in the 70s, I believe, when Cuba released all its prisoners, they were well accepted in Miami, and we didn't have all of this type of, you know, political rhetoric. You know, it's unfortunate that this tragedy happened, and you know, we have to stick to the law and make sure that those folks are punished. But to keep in mind that these are from Venezuela. A lot of folks thinking these are Mexican immigrants, but they're not. They're from Venezuela. So we have to make sure that that is clarified, and also we have to make sure that let's not continue to use this tragic story for political purposes.